Make 5,000 likes to this video, we will implode more patriotic news. Thank you. Total reset. Trump just threatened to fire another cabinet member if Obamacare repeal fails. Donald Trump is apparently ready to trim the fat off his administration, starting with his own cabinet. It looks like Jeff Sessions sealed his own fate when he recused himself from the Russia investigation. Now Trump has his laser vision targeting another member. During his big speech to the Boy Scouts of America today, the president brought Mitt Romney and Tom Price on stage before he dropped this bomb. Health Secretary Tom Price will be fired if Congress cannot repeal Obamacare. Now that right there is earth-shattering, game-changing news. Now, the media is gonna try to run this 10,000 ways to make Trump look bad, but we know a simple fact: America hired a CEO, and that means he will fire bad people. This is not an episode of The Apprentice, and Trump knows it. He knows what is at stake, and he will do whatever it takes to get the job done. So, you can throw Tom Price into the list of people that the president is not super happy with, along with Sessions, and see who is left by the end of August. My guess: we will have new eyes in the White House and less leakers. Will you support Trump the whole time, no matter who he hires and fires? Share this out everywhere if you will honor the President of the United States. Big win. Top judge just gave Trump exactly what he needs to prove voter fraud. The Democrats have been panicking, quite literally, ever since President Trump announced his commission to investigate voter fraud. I wonder if they have something to hide. Of course, they do. And now, thanks to Washington-based U.S. District Judge Colleen Kollar-Kotelly, President Trump has been given exactly what he needs to prove it. Judge Kollar-Kotelly said Trump can seek voter data for his election commission. This is a really big deal, folks, and I'm gonna tell you why. President Trump has simply wanted to see if the votes in places where voter IDs are banned are fair: California, Oregon, Virginia, etc. No surprise, those states are full of felons and illegals who are perfect to rig votes with. Does it mean they are rigging them? Not necessarily. However, to have fair federal elections, we need to know. So why are the Dems, who demand registries for things like healthcare and guns, so against checking these states? Well, my guess is they are hiding something. I pray to God I am wrong, but the shoe does fit. Do you think we should have voter ID laws across the United States now, or are the Dems right that they hurt minorities? Comment and share this to your family and your friends. OMG, Donald Trump knows exactly who will replace Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. Over the last week, it has become very clear to most of us that President Donald Trump is tired of leave Jeff Sessions to head the Justice Department. Instead of fighting back against Russian claims or going after the crooked Dems, all Sessions has done is recused himself and focused on fighting the states over medical marijuana. Look, the president is not one to simply oust a guy like Sessions without some big-name replacements on the list. In fact, according to Axios, there is one name that Trump really wants: Rudy Giuliani as the next Attorney General. Giuliani was a loyal friend and supporter of Donald Trump long before he ever joined politics. The two go back decades as fellow New Yorkers. Plus, Jeff Sessions really did leave President Trump without many other options than to fire him. Trump made it very clear to the NY Times that he would never have hired Sessions had he known how he would act. He also posted a tweet this morning about his disappointment in Sessions. Now, to be fair, we can really only say right now that Sessions will most likely be ousted as AG. Who will replace him is technically up in the air, and those tend to change. While Giuliani has publicly denied being the replacement for Sessions, one Twitter user spotted him today boarding a plane for Washington, D.C. Do you think Trump will make a good choice for the next Attorney General? Comment your answer and share this out everywhere. Jared Kushner just uttered the 4 words we all know are true about Russia. The president's son-in-law and senior advisor is about to attend behind-the-scenes meetings with both the Senate, Monday, and House, Tuesday, Intelligence Committees. The media has done everything it can to discredit Jared Kushner and to try to paint him as a criminal. Why not? Isn't that the best way to try to get a person to lose focus? To attack those closest to them? That's what they have been trying to do to President Trump since the very day he won the presidency and the media lost their collective minds. Jared Kushner has released a statement, however, saying, "I did not collude." He went on to say that he does not know of anyone else in the campaign who colluded with any foreign government. In his 11-page statement, Mr. Kushner also described the highly publicized meeting between Trump, Jr. and the Russian lawyer, saying that the topic discussed, adoptions, was basically a waste of his time. Importantly, Mr. Kushner also stated that I have no improper contacts. I have not relied on Russian funds to finance my business activities in the private sectors. NPR provided access to Mr. Kushner's full statement, which you can read for yourself here. As you can see, the statement, and his discussion with the House and Senate Intelligence Committees are voluntarily given. That's because he has nothing to hide. The president's MO is to create relationships and to negotiate deals. He has people in place to help him do that. His MO is no different with Russia. It's only the media that has created this quagmire to try to bring the president down. It's truly un-American. If you agree, share this with every patriot you know, to show who the real Americans are. H/TNP. Infuriated Mattis just humiliated the Pentagon after finding out about the sick thing they did. Defense Secretary James "Mad Dog" Mattis released a memo obtained by Fox News Monday that slammed the Pentagon for wasting tax dollars in reference to a U.S. Special Inspector General for Afghanistan, SIGAR, report. The report highlighted how the Pentagon spent nearly $28 million on uniforms for Afghan soldiers that had a camouflage pattern incompatible with desert terrain. Mattis blasted the cavalier or casually acquiescent decisions to spend taxpayer dollars in an effective and wasteful manner, and said that he hopes these not to recur. He added that the report captures how funds were diverted away from other mission priorities, and that it serves as an example of a complacent mode of thinking. Mattis continued by saying that he hopes more careful stewardship of the nation's resources will apply equally from the smallest procurement to the department's largest programs. He concluded with, "Rather than minimize this report or excuse wasteful decisions, I expect all DoD organizations to use this error as a catalyst to bring to light wasteful practices, and take aggressive steps to end waste in our department. I'm counting on all hands to take effective action. Do not mess with Mad Dog Mattis. It is so great to have people in positions of power that are ready to stop waste and deliver real value to the American people." Share 40,000 times if you think Mattis is doing a great job cleaning house. H/T Fox News. Right before healthcare vote, still hospitalized Scholars did something incredible with 6 words. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise called into the weekly whip team meeting from the hospital on Monday. Rep. Scalise, RLA, was gravely wounded in a gun attack June 14 by a crazed Bernie Sanders supporter who was targeting Republicans during a baseball practice. Rep. Scalise was reportedly in good spirits when he called Chief Deputy Whip Patrick McHenry when being conferenced in, joking, "Has the Senate passed the healthcare bill yet?" Scalise was a key player in getting the ObamaCare Repeal bill through Congress. Rep. Early Buddy Carter, RGA, said of the call, "We were just delighted to hear his voice," and added that Scalise told him hospital staff was treating him very well. Scalise's spokeswoman said the congressman called in to thank the whips for their hard work and let them know he is looking forward to working through the rehab process and returning to the Capitol once he is ready. She continued, "He was in good spirits and was particularly happy that the House will pass the Wounded Officers Recovery Act, noting, 'Crystal and David saved our lives. It's amazing that Congress passed the act, and even better that Scalise got to remember them and recognize them in front of the other whips.' The Wounded Officers Recovery Act will allow the United States Capitol Police Memorial Fund to distribute funds to any of their employees who are seriously injured in the line of duty. Officers Bailey and Griner have received a great deal of care and will require more. Members of the baseball teams wish to make sure they have the necessary resources for recovery. This is great news from Representative Steve Scalise. It's great to know that he is getting stronger every day and that Congress acted so quickly to provide aid to the brave officers that helped save his life. H/T Politico, roll call, U.S. Congress. Reporter just asked Trump if he will fire Sessions. His answer left everyone speechless. Donald Trump has wasted absolutely no time letting the whole world know exactly how much of a failure he thinks Jeff Sessions has been as the Attorney General. So, of course, you can bet reporters have been asking everyone every chance they get to find out what's next. Well, during his speech today with the Lebanese Prime Minister, President Trump finally answered their questions. When a reporter asked the president for a more definitive answer of the future of Jeff Sessions, Trump simply said, "Only time will tell." There is so much that can be gotten from such a simple statement. Donald Trump may not have declared Sessions fired, but he will do that in his own way and on his own time. In fact, from the way the president spoke, it seems he is still hoping he can get Jeff Sessions to resign honorably and save face instead of cracking down on one of his most loyal supporters. But, Donald Trump is a realist. He has realized that Sessions is not the tough guy he thought he would be on anything other than marijuana laws. When Trump really needed Jeff Sessions to come through for him on the Russia probe and cracking down on the FBI and CIA leakers, he failed. Now, don't get me wrong. Sessions is a man who all people should respect. He has served the American people for decades. Those two factors alone are not enough to make a successful Attorney General. If you support the president's decision to find a new man for the job, then help share this out and let everyone know how serious he is. Leave a God bless Sessions so he knows that, while we don't want him as AG anymore, we still appreciate his service. Right after voting for Obamacare repeal, John McCain just stabbed Trump in the back. It's kind of funny, y'all. Part of me wants to tell you about the amazing speech John McCain made after he saved Republicans' final effort to repeal Obamacare. Heck, it's all the media can talk about. However, what nobody noticed was his sick attacks on Trump during the speech. That's right, while most people saw him trying to rally the senators, there was a much darker hidden agenda to the speech. Let's start with where he stands on the actual healthcare repeal. Despite voting to open the debate, McCain made it very clear he will not support the actual bill and believes it will fail. In fact, he described the bill they would be voting on as a piece of legislation secretly made behind closed doors with Trump. Then he also said that Trump's attitude of getting something done is bad. Oh, and did Senator McCain stop there? Heck no. He went on to talk about how America is not about building walls but tearing them down. Let's get something straight. This is a very leftist statement. Also, why do they think you can equate abstract social walls to border walls to help regulate trade and crime? They are not the same thing and they know it. What more can you expect from the man who funded the fake dirty dossier on President Trump? So basically I agree with McCain 100% on the need for Congress to function properly, work together, and make a good healthcare plan for the American people. I do not agree with his clear bias against the president and the years of serving his donors' interests over those of the American people. I pray for two things for John McCain: first, recovery from his terminal illness; second, have the common sense to retire. Share this out if you feel the same way I do. 11th hour Trump woke up smiling after learning that McCain would do the right thing today. Senator John McCain announced last night, via Twitter, his intention to do the right thing by his president. Well, I have to say, that's pretty hardcore. I mean, the man was just diagnosed with a very aggressive brain tumor. And a week later, he's going back to work. And he even used Trump's favorite media Twitter to announce his return. President Trump is pretty happy about McCain's brave comeback. He was pretty frustrated with his party yesterday, tweeting, "It's not clear what Exactly, they will be voting on in the Senate, repeal only, or repeal and replace? What is pretty clear is that, without McCain, neither has a chance of passing. President Trump is happy and proud to McCain right now, despite their prior conflicts. McCain has been an almost constant critic of President Trump. And now, proving who's the bigger man, Trump is willing to let bygones be bygones, even tweeting publicly, for the world to see, that McCain is an American hero. And thanking him. I really hope our Congress can stop its infighting and do the right thing, to make sure our healthcare system gets on the right track. I guess we're about to find out. Please, yell, share this. And comment. Let's let our reps know what we want. H/TNPR and the Right as Trump finished speaking, he looked out at the Boy Scouts and heard something incredible. President Trump has said time and time again that he will put the future generations of our country as one of his top priorities, and today that promise was returned in full as he made an appearance in front of the Boy Scout National Jamboree. Thousands gathered in anticipation of President Trump's appearance to hear our president speak. President Trump didn't disappoint. His speech was full of inspirational words for the young crowd, telling them that they can do anything and be anything if they find their passion in life. Here's what he had to say: you can do anything. You can be anything you want to be. But in order to succeed, you must find your passion no matter what they tell you. But that was only the beginning. He continued by talking about all of the great Boy Scouts that are in his cabinet, most notably Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Mike Pence. Tillerson used to also be the national chair for the Boy Scouts of America. But what happened after this will give any Trump supporter goosebumps and pride in our president for his faith in the future generations. As Trump was giving his speech, someone in the crowd shouted, "I love you," to President Trump, and he responded in kind to the compliment. But the response from the crowd was amazing. The crowd of thousands instantly started shouting in unison, "We love Trump." And if that wasn't enough, President Trump put the final nail in the coffin by asking the crowd, "Did President Obama ever come to a jamboree?" The crowd responded with boos for Obama. The support for President Trump from the Boy Scouts is incredible, and the response towards Obama, the supposed champion of the young generation, shows you just how popular President Trump is. The Gateway